A great welcome to Poonam Dua literature classes. Hello friends, welcome to the channel. Today we will talk about Indian Dalit literature and specifically the Dalit Canon in literature. This is Block 5 English Studies in India MEG 10 Evolution of Canons in Indian English. First of all, we will know what is actually Dalit literature. What is the meaning of the word Dalit? If we look into हिंदी डिक्शनरी दलित का मतलब होता है समथिंग डाउन ट्रॉडन जिसको कुचला गया है दलित कुचला हुआ basically somebody who is considered to be very so called lower in the ladder of the hierarchy of status. Lowest person in the hierarchy of the status is called Dalit. So Dalit literature is a literature written by Dalits, so-called Dalits, with the awareness of being Dalit. You are aware that you are the lowest in the social ladder and that which deals with the experience of life as a Dalit. So if you are considered lowest, what has been your experience till date? The term was first used in 1958 at the first ever conference of Dalit literature in Bombay, now Mumbai. Its identity lies in its inherent Dalitness and its aim is clearly to make Dalit society aware of its servitude and to speak of its pain and anguish, all the kind of bitter experience that is given to them by the society which lives under the Varna system, caste system. Don't we say Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra? So this is based on the ancient division of labor in ancient times. 1958, the term was first used in the conference in Bombay, Mumbai. Let us now understand the meaning of the term canon. Canon we can say is a benchmark. अपनी तरीके का एक स्पेशल वर्क जिसको हम क्लासिक की कैटेगरी में रख सकते हैं. Canon in literary criticism means a body of literary work that is traditionally regarded as worthy of study and hence over a period of time has acquired the certain value to be established as a classic. A text cannot be proclaimed as being a classic by an individual. I cannot say that I wrote something and that should be called a classic. A classic needs a social context, a social approval और इंस्टीट्यूशनल बैकिंग. कोई ना कोई एक थीम होनी चाहिए उसकी, कोई ना कोई उसका सोशल कॉन्टेक्स्ट होना चाहिए. It also needs to be reintroduced to the coming generations to ensure its preservation. Something which can be given to each and every new generation as in when it occurs, as in whenever a new generation is there, they can consider wow, what a work of that era. That can be called a canon. And Dalit canon is something which is a canonical work of Dalits. Let us see the history of Dalit literature. इन्हीं सब points के साथ आप भी अपने आंसर को लिख सकते हैं. Dalit literature emerged in 1960. सबसे पहले मराठी लैंग्वेज में दलित लिटरेचर पब्लिश होना शुरू हुआ था and it soon appeared in other prominent Indian languages like Bangla, Hindi, Kannada, Punjabi, Sindhi, Tamil, these languages. Through narratives such as poems, short stories, autobiographies. Specifically सबसे ज़्यादा autobiographical works होते थे which stood out due to their stark or very clear, very explicit portrayal of reality and the Dalit political scene, Dalit's experience. Indian Dalit literature which can be traced back to the corpus of writing from Maharashtra specifically in 1960s. ये दो पॉइंट्स आप एटलीस्ट याद रखिए कि सबसे पहले मराठी दलित लिटरेचर पब्लिश होना शुरू हुआ था in 1960s. Once the source of inspiration of Dalit literature is located in the vision of Ambedkar, B.R. Ambedkar, its essence becomes self-explanatory. Dalit literature, we can say, is too much inspired by the thoughts of B.R. Ambedkar. On 14th October 1956, Dr. Ambedkar renounced the Hindu religion. Hindu religion को उन्होंने completely त्याग दिया था and got converted to Buddhism. He took 21 vows on the occasion that has become the ideology and cultural belief of Dalit literature today. कुछ 21-22 वचन लिए थे उन्होंने, जिनको बेस माना जाता है दलित कॉन्शियसनेस का. Dalit consciousness derives its energy from Dr. Ambedkar's worldview and philosophy. Whenever you talk about the viewpoints of Ambedkar or the viewpoints of Dalit writers, you can mention few of these points. सारे पॉइंट्स याद रखना तो थोड़ा सा मुश्किल हो जाएगा, लेकिन जितने भी याद रख पाए अपने एग्जाम्स में जरूर लिखिए. एक्सेप्टेंस ऑफ अम्बेडकर्स फिलोसफी, बिलीफ इन द बुद्धा एथिज्म, opposition to the Varna system, support for brotherhood, commitment to freedom, commitment to social transformation, opposition to capitalism, opposition to feudalism and Brahmanism, opposition to hegemony, rejection of traditionals, aesthetic standards, partisanship, opposition to linguistic chauvinism. This Dalit Canon, Dalit movement did not want anything superficial. They just wanted society to be transformed for a betterment, structure of society, and moves towards classless existence and social justice and dignity, fraternity, bhaichara, and economic progress for Dalits, something which was the right of other classes that should have been the rights of Dalits too. That's it. The progressive ideas of Jyotirao Phule and people like B.R. Ambedkar, specifically the leader of Dalits, inspired Dalit writing in Marathi, and it was born out of a grassroots movement which touched the life of the village and was used as an instrument of transformation through folk tales, folk art, theatre, meetings, and so on. दलित लिटरेचर एक बार इग्नाइट हुई तो पहुंचती ही गई बहुत सारे लोगों तक, गांव-गांव में पहुंच गई विद द हेल्प ऑफ folk tales, folk art, theater and meetings. सबसे बड़ा फंडामेंटल कैरेक्टराइजेशन जो कि दलित लिटरेचर का है, दैट इज द क्रिटिसिज्म ऑफ कास्ट सिस्टम. Not only caste system but all kinds of discrimination, all kinds of partiality, and by its call for destroying social hierarchy. Why does exist any such kind of hierarchy in which Brahmins are given the topmost position, Brahman, then Kshatriya, then Vaishya, then Shudra? Why such a hierarchy takes first place in the society? Next feature is it is the literature of social and political commitment that challenges the current situation. First, though, it wanted the class system to be uprooted, then it wanted the current political and social scenario to be changed. It is the literature of questioning the exclusion from the mainstream of society and culture. Why Dalits are always excluded from the mainstream society, that was one demand of Dalit people. Dalit literature was not, going through any kind of fantasy or any kind of romanticism. Whatsoever they were writing, that was quite realistic and quite real portrayal of discrimination, domination, and any kind of exploitation or bitter experience that was being faced by Dalits. Another feature of Dalit literature that it just wanted to promote equality and human dignity. Overall, one can say that Dalit literature in India had grown both in the quantity and quality and made sufficient impact to, shake up the mainstream literature. The realities, the experiences that have not been reflected in other literature find a central place in Dalit literature. जिस piece of writing को किसी और literature में जगह नहीं मिली, अपने exploitation को, अपने domination को, अपने bitter experience को, उसको Dalit literature में जगह मिली. It has effectively challenged the Brahminical hegemony in society and literature and empowered the Dalit masses for asserting their rights and for expressing their anguish, their anger till date. आज तक जितना भी गुस्सा था ना, वो Dalit literature writers ने पेपर पर उतारा in the form of this Dalit literature 1960 onwards. Now we will talk about some major Dalit writings, and you can use these examples in your answer too. One of the major Dalit initial writing was Annihilation of Caste by B.R. Ambedkar. In this writing, Ambedkar argues that caste has no scientific basis. No scientist can ever say that Brahmanas should be treated in a supreme manner and Shudras should be treated like the lower class of the society. No scientific basis is there for this. He insists that it is essential to entirely annihilate caste in order to unite India. Caste system को completely discard कर दिया जाए and that intercaste marriage and intercaste dining are not enough. ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ आप intercaste marriage के फेवर में आ जाइए या intercaste dining शुरू कर दीजिए and that will annihilate the caste. No. He says that it is necessary to destroy, completely uproot this caste notion. उखाड़ कर फेंक देने की जरूरत है इस caste notion को. एक और बहुत prominent Dalit writing है, that is one of my favorite too, Om Prakash Valmiki's Joothan. The practice of untouchability was legally abolished in 1950s, but only on paper, not from the mindsets of the people, so-called high-class people, so-called Brahmins. Om Prakash Valmiki's autobiographical account Joothan highlights the untouchability that was still practiced specifically even by the educators. An educator, if the person is a Brahmin, used to think that I will not teach any Shudra student. So we can say that this abolition of untouchability was only on paper, not in the mind, not in the soul of so-called upper caste people. Another very famous writing of Dalit Canon is Baby Kamble's The Prison We Broke. She wrote about the Mahars of Maharashtra. Writings on the lives of Mahars of Maharashtra, Baby Kamble reclaims memory to locate Mahar society before the impact of Baba Sahib Ambedkar. So what we can say, the main themes of Dalit writing are social disabilities, caste system, economic inequality, contemporary cruelties, and cultural assertion that can be uniquely entitled as the struggle for identity. The writings replicate the resistance issue of identity, experience of pain, and moreover a communal distinctiveness. Dalits, time to time, on each step in life, are forced to feel that you are so-called different from us, not only different but lower in status. I suggest you should definitely read or go through at least these two writings of Dalit, Joothan and B.R. Ambedkar's Annihilation of Caste. You will easily come to know what kind of great writers these people were, Om Prakash Valmiki and B.R. Ambedkar, and in what a subtle way they have criticized all this caste system. I'll provide you the videos related to Joothan and Annihilation in description of this video. So that is it for this topic. This is a very important topic of our subject. You may join the online classes to cover all the topics, all the syllabus in detail. In our classes, you will get the live discussions and the PDFs of each and every important topic. Thanks a lot for watching. Best of luck for exams and please do not forget to share and subscribe the channel.